if a man doesn't immediately want to get up and go do something else, if your presence isn't something that he's tolerating, but it's something that he enjoys, that is what causes the relationship. It's not the sex. It's how he feels after he gets what he wants. Does he want you to go away or does he want you to stay?
What's the percentage of men that will pursue a woman strictly for sex, and then after the sex is over, somehow they've caught feelings? Okay, so when it comes to work, you got to remember that there's a silent element here, which is work. It's not socialization, it's work. And so as much as someone would give a lighthearted compliment, that compliment can be predatory as well. So again, it is this mixing bowl when you allow the door to crack open for certain things. It's bound to be something else. The job, the employer is saying we have to secure a safe environment for our employees to make money. What you doing ain't making us no money. So you got to stop that. And the only way to stop that is not to give anybody an inch. But I get what you're saying. It doesn't feel like harassment when someone you like is giving you a compliment. And honestly, to me, it doesn't feel like harassment when someone I don't like is giving me a compliment. But it does feel like harassment when someone's doing something and I'm not comfortable with it, period. It's the same for men. Sexual harassment is not something for women. It's for men as well. And it don't have to be talking up underneath somebody's clothes either. So it's like it's an array of things. And when we say, well, what I should be able to do to somebody else, in reality, like you said, with men would check other men if they act a certain way. Well, I grew up knowing that every man knows if the lady is not giving you indication that she wants to continue this conversation or accept your advances, you have to get the fuck out of there, i.e. stop harassing her. Most men would enforce that back in the day, whenever that was. So it's like it's an unwritten, unspoken rule that if it's not welcomed, it's called harassment. And everything isn't something that's always welcome. Like just saying to someone, "Hey, I appreciate da 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 da," in the workplace, right? That's not necessarily harassment. But if it's something that's being done and it's not being solicited and it's considered something that makes someone else feel uncomfortable, no matter what it is, no matter who it is, this is why the workplace is not a place for that. Because when you now don't want to come to work because you have to deal with someone doing something on that kind of level, now money is involved. So we can't sit here and say, well, you should be able to do what you want to do. No, if you want to do what you want to do, go make your own job. Go work in your own company. That's what you do.
You just better be glad you ain't got that titty meat out today. Okay. Hey, you see her face? Like, nigga, really? Hey, so look, I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna go on.
Talk about offshoot conversation. Okay, see how you did? See what you did? Okay, I got you.
Hey, so look, I'm just playing off of Patrice words, But I'll say this: you addressed it from an employer standpoint. For it to be a problem, it has to get to your employer. He's not making a plea to say, "Hey, employers, why can't I harass these women sometimes?" He's asking women directly. Because you are the middleman. You are the one that has to go to HR and say, "Hey, HR, I'm having a problem with Joe. Every time I go to the bathroom, I feel like he been over there sniffing my chair." You know what I'm saying? So, and it's weird to me to fuck out. Okay, you got to say that. But if you just like, that's just Joe. He like to sniff chairs. He sniff everybody's chair. It don't hurt me, long as he don't sniff my ass directly and he don't let me see him doing it. I'm good. I don't care. I heard somebody tell me that he be doing that. Like, whatever gets Joe through his day. He like the smell of my chair. Whatever. I'm not saying that you got to give Joe a pass for doing weird shit. And when it comes to actual actions, I think that's where you draw the line. However, you know, I think it's a slippery slope, and I understand the if you give a motherfucker an inch, he gonna take a mile. Yeah. So I understand the reasoning, but it's really just speaking the heart of a man, which is, hey, lighten up. Let me get that off. Not
Well,
all
men
the
don't
time,
do
just
that.
sometime. Just let me tell you how you fine. Damn, girl, you
No,
fine as a
no,
motherfucker. Now let me go about my day.
no. That
You go
men
about your day, I go about my day. You ain't got all fine because you ain't want to hear about it.
men
You
don't
got
feel.
fine because you wanted me to see. Or
Okay,
you would have cut that camera on before you goddamn got fly as fuck.
hold on. Let me ask you something. Let's suppose I went to work, and every time I get up from my chair, one of my coworkers feel the need to put his face in my chair to sniff what was on the chair. Because let's suppose I don't wear underwear
Ooh.
to work. That's just a normal thing. So he wants to see if I wear underwear and he wants to sniff my chin. Now, let's suppose I came back and I seen him doing it and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry." But then a week later, he's doing the same thing again. Now it's every day. And here's the thing, I'm with you. Now I kind of have a work husband and I didn't even ask for one.
A work husband.
Yeah, that's a work husband. A man that's sniffing. Listen, if his face is near my vagina, that's a work husband. Now,
That's
I didn't ask him for that. I didn't say nothing to him. He ain't said nothing to me. But now it's somewhat something sexual going on between us, and I haven't given permission for any of this. Do you see how you would start having a problem at some point? You see how that would You see how that works?
You just better be glad you ain't got that titty meat out today. Okay. Hey, you see her face? It's like, nigga, really? Hey, so look, I'm gonna say this and then we gonna go on.
Talk about offshoot conversation. Okay, see how you did? See what you did? Okay, I got you. I got you.
Hey, so look, I'm just playing off of Patrice words, you know. But I'll say this: you addressed it from an employer standpoint. For it to be a problem, it has to get to your employer. He's not making a plea to say, "Hey, employers, why can't I harass these women sometimes?" He's asking women directly because you are the middleman. You are the one that has to go to HR and say, "Hey, HR, I'm having a problem with Joe. Every time I go to the bathroom, I feel like he been over there sniffing my chair." You know what I'm saying? So, and it's weird to me to fuck out. Okay, you got to say that. But if you just like, that's just Joe. He like to sniff chairs. He sniff everybody's chair. It don't hurt me. Long as he don't sniff my ass directly and he don't let me see him doing it, I'm good. I don't care. I heard somebody tell me that he be doing that. Like, whatever gets Joe through his day. You know, he like the smell of my chair. Whatever. I'm not saying that you got to give Joe a pass for doing weird shit. And when it comes to actual actions, I think that's where you draw the line. However, you know, I think it's a slippery slope, and I understand the if you give a motherfucker an inch, he gonna take a mile. Yeah. So I understand the reasoning, but it's really just speaking the heart of a man, which is, hey, lighten up. Let me get that off.
Well,
Not
men
all the
don't
time,
do
just
that.
sometime. Just let me tell you how you fine. Damn, girl, you
No,
fine as a
no,
motherfucker. Now let me go about my day.
no. That
You
men
go about your day, I go about my day. You ain't got all fine because you ain't want to hear about it.
men
You
don't
got
feel.
fine because you wanted me to see. Or
Okay,
you would have cut that camera on before you goddamn got fly as fuck.
hold on. Let me ask you something. Let's suppose I went to work, and every time I get up from my chair, one of my coworkers feel the need to put his face in my chair to sniff what was on the chair. Because let's suppose I don't wear underwear
Ooh.
to work. That's just a normal thing. So he wants to see if I wear underwear and he wants to sniff my chin. Now, let's suppose I came back and I seen him doing it and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry." But then a week later, he's doing the same thing again. Now it's every day. And here's the thing, I'm with you. Now I kind of have a work husband, and I didn't even ask for one.
A work husband.
Yeah, that's a work husband. A man that's listen, if his face is near my vagina, that's a work husband. Now
That's
I didn't ask him for that. I didn't say nothing to him. He ain't said nothing to me. But now it's somewhat something sexual going on between us, and I haven't given permission for any of this. Do you see how you would start having a problem at some point? You see how that would happen? You see how that works?
I think that's a stretch.
You think
Now,
that's a stretch?
first of all, it's just like cheating. It's the responsibility of that person not to get caught. Cheat and cheat well if you're going to cheat.
Well, most people are not good cheaters and good criminals. So the point still stands. I am your wife, and some other man got his face in my chair trying to smell what you should only be smelling. Now we got an issue. I don't
Now,
feel comfortable. But here's the thing: I haven't told my employer, but I told you. Do you feel like I should still be working there?
that's fair. That's a fair question. So the workplace ain't the problem. The question is, do you need to take it to HR, or do I need to catch him in the parking lot and be like, hey, let me tell you something, buddy?
But wait a minute, if you
You
catch
know
him
what I'm
in the
saying?
parking lot, now that brings my job into it, because now we're talking about safety, we talking about risk, we talking about lawsuits, we talking about a lot of things. So inextricably, you cannot separate that.
Now, what the premise that Patrice posed is the sometimes, because harassment is harassment. I don't care what it is. Motherfuckers saying what's up to you and want to talk to you at your desk every day. That's harassment. You know what I'm saying? Even if he said nothing sexual. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I don't want to talk every day. Nigga, get away from me. You know what I'm saying? You can come say what's up sometime, but don't fucking crowd my space. You know what I mean? And it doesn't even have to be male versus female. So harassment is harassment. However, the frequency is what makes it harassment, in my opinion, outside of the sexual element. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of those things. I think women do that naturally, is they tolerate things for a period to see if they'll resolve themselves.
One,
Like,
because they are somewhat to a degree afraid. There is a fear factor there. You don't want to get aggressive with a man that's harassing you unnecessarily. You don't. That's not your first option as a woman. It should be your last option. So this is what I'm saying. The dynamic is different. So when we say let's suppose I snorted coke sometime.
damn. Jumped out the window with that one.
I'm just saying sometime I snort coke.
Okay. And then?
So would you consider me not somebody who uses drugs? I only do it sometimes.
That was a terrible analogy. All right. I think we need to get more context. Let's go back to Patrice.
Let me do this. I don't smack you across your face all the time. Does that mean that I got hand issues? It's just sometimes.
Terrible analogy. Let's go back to Patrice to get more context.
I'm trying. I like. Okay. Oh my god.
Pull Patrice up. We've been here long enough.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I didn't. Let me add to the stage. There we go.
That's disrespectful because it's sexual, but that keeps me from being like, I think there should be a holiday, for lack of a better word, harassment day, but not, that sounds whatever, but I mean a day where I get to find out, like, because, and this is why it should be harassment day, because women get to be inappropriate sexually all the time. You get to be inappropriate. And when I say inappropriate, I mean say hello to me too close. Hi. Or some weird massage because you think we're friends and you, good morning, a little kiss, and he's just like, oh boy. And you think in your head, man, I wonder if I don't know. But Harassment Day allows you to be able to ask all year. I say the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And it's a beautiful day. Flowers and everything. You buy flowers. You just real cool. You walk up. You're respectful. You say, "Hey, how are you? You know, good afternoon, Terrell. Happy Harassment Day." And you just like say, "Listen, I was wondering all year if you would suck my dick in the broom closet." And you just be like, "No, thank you. I'm not." And you be like, "Thank you. Keep the flowers. I just thought I made a mistake. I thought you was a hoe all year. I was confused. I thought you was a hoe, but you're not."
And that's the gag of it all.
Even animals, man. Animals smell it on us.
That is the gag.
So
he talking like men only do stuff like that to women that present as literal whores, when in reality they will do that to a woman that give them no indication of said thing, and they will be dead ass.
no, women flirt because sometimes people have a flirtatious nature, or sometimes people like the extra attention, but they want to control it. There's just a bunch of scenarios where women will put certain indicators out there, but they don't truly want that thing. They just like operating in an environment where they're the center of attention, where they're this most sought after thing. And I'm not speaking on all women. I'm just speaking on the women who move like that. Because
I've had that experience with several men. I met them in a general area, like no place abnormal, like, you know, sometimes big places of business. I wasn't dressed like I was going to the club or nothing. I get their number or we speak, and then the next thing that follows is something. And two of them, I didn't even talk about what happened. I just said, "Excuse me, I need to understand something. What part of your meeting me made you feel that what you just did or said is like appropriate?" Because I really wanted to know, is it me? That's how shocked I was. Like at least two of them, I actually asked because I wanted to know, why would you say that? Why would you do that? Because I'm like, yo, I'm not a whore. I'm not dressed like a whore. I'm not talking to you. I don't even know you. Like seriously. So why did you do this? And they really literally had no answer. So I'm like, when he says, "Well, I thought you were a whore," it's like, that's funny. But in real life, men don't have to think you're a whore to sit and say, if I can try to ask this question or make this seem like it's a joke, let me see if she go for it, because they figure any chick can be a whore. It don't matter how she dressed. To the idea that men judge women's whoredom based on how they dress, to some degree that might be true, but to a large degree, no.
Nah, it's not the totality of it. Nah, it's not like, oh, all whores dress like whores. Nah, some of them wear glasses and work in the library.
That's highly assumptive, and it leaves out so much, because just because I find you attractive doesn't mean that I want to have sex with you. Just because I don't find you attractive doesn't mean I won't have sex with you. So it's like, you know, and maybe I do want to have sex with you if I can know you. So people are not black and white. And I feel like with some of these conversations, we put women in this black and white situation. Either she want to F or she don't. Like, and it's like, it's not just that. It's not that simple. I don't know if it's that simple for men, but I know it's not that simple for women. And to put women in that box is, in a sense, to force them into whoredom, because women often, yes, women often, if they, depending on the guy they're dealing with, right? If he wants to have sex, like the sex is paced by his temperament. And if he wants to have sex early, that's going to be either entertained or completely washed up. If he don't want to have sex early, then the relationship is going to wait until he want to have sex, because that's just the dynamics. So it's like, when you say, "Well, do you want to fuck?" Like, you could have asked me, "Do you want to fuck?" And I would have been like, yeah, I could fuck you if I wanted to, but if you keep talking crazy to me, that's gonna be an absolute hell no. Don't ever don't misinterpret the culture of women because you just want to fuck. Sure, I want to fuck. Sure, I find you attractive. Sure, I might feel like okay, it might be nice to explore you sexually because I find you attractive. But if I don't, if you insult me in any way, or if you make me feel uncomfortable in a different way, that can quickly change. So it's like to say, do you want to fuck? It's kind of asinine in a sense.
Well, it's what it is it's direct, and it doesn't account for those things that you mentioned. The fact that you personally may not want to be approached in that manner, or you may find someone attractive, but you're still making up your mind whether you're at a time in your life where you want to have sex with anyone right then. Whatever the case may be, it could be a lot of factors. But yes, men are very black and white in that manner, and we would like women to simplify their communications with us and say, yeah, I want to fuck, but just not right now. Maybe after I get to know you, if I still feel the same. You can elaborate on your answer and make it plain and make it clear, but the offense that's taken by a person asking a question and saying like, oh, I'm completely turned off now because he asked me a question. You have the right to be turned off by the question. You know what I'm saying? But should you be, or could you just clarify and say, hey, you're not wasting your time, but you're getting a little ahead of yourself, okay, player? Cool your jets. I'm a lady. And nigga be like, you right. Let me chill.
So wait a minute. If you know that the culture of women, the mating culture of women is much more complicated than just do you want to have sex. If you make it, or let's say force the play into black and white, again, you're kind of forcing women into a status of whoredom. A whore says yes or no.
She can just tell you no. You ain't forcing shit. She can just tell you no, as a matter of fact. And because you asked me that, I don't want to have sex.
Maybe I should say, maybe I shouldn't say that you're forcing, but you're attempting to force the play. And this is the quickest way to lose out. If I think you think I'm a whore, and 9 times out of 10, women aren't walking around literally whores, this is gonna like let me be honest with you. If he was to walk up to me and say, hey, I find you attractive, do you want to fuck tonight? Nigga, hell fucking no, I don't want to fuck you. First of all, you don't look like shit I want to fuck, first of all. And second of all, the fact that you come to me in a way like that and then talk straight to me like I'm just some animal that just lays down and just fucks because it's red. Listen, no. Here's the thing. He's asking me, do I want, desire to fuck? Fucking has everything to do with attraction, truth be told, unless you're a whore. You asking me, am I attracted to you? Here's the thing. I remember I was in an Uber and a guy asked me, no, he didn't ask me. He told me. He said, listen, most girls don't find me attractive. I'm like a 3 at best. And that's just what it is. I know I'm a 3. I know I'm ugly. And I said to him, I said, no, you're not a 3. You're just fat. You need to lose that because I can't see your jaw. And I can tell you're handsome underneath the fatness, but I can see that. I told him literally, I can see you're handsome because I've taken anatomy classes in art school to which I can see something underneath of something else that can't normally be seen. But the normal person, yeah, it's going to call you a 3, but you're not really a 3. You just think that because you're comfortable being fat. Now, is he going to come up to me and say, are you attracted to me, i.e. want to have sex with me? The answer is no. I'm not attracted to what you are not even attracted to. That's not what it is. So why in the fuck would somebody like this walk up to somebody and say, do you want to fuck? Unless you think I'm a whore. And in your mind, everybody's a whore because it's just a matter of do you want to fuck?
I think you miss him. What he said is we can have harassment day, not to essentially to harass a person, but to just clear the air. Hey, you've been seemingly flirting with me all year. You've been seemingly giving me signals that maybe, you might be interested. from the way you say hello to me, the way you smile, the way you laugh at my jokes, the way you be standing too close to my desk, telling me all your problems, rubbing and touching on my shoulders and shit like that. And women do that shit. And they violate men's personal space on a regular basis and expect them, and they may not even be thinking about it. The same way they let the door slam in your fucking face when you're walking in a building behind them. Not because they're these cold-hearted people, they just, their world doesn't exist around catering towards men. You know, I don't think it's one of those things where, you know, we should put too much sauce on it. People do need to come with respect, but I think women do need to lighten up a little bit. And I don't think the workplace, honestly, is the place to get all of that figured out. But most relationships are cultivated in the workplace because that's where you spend the most time. You sleep for 8, you work for 8, and your family and your love interest and whoever else you're trying to pursue and your entertainment, wherever you would meet these other people, meet this woman or meet this man, you got 4 hours out the day to play with. So you may spend 30 minutes to an hour in a grocery store, or a couple of hours in a bar or a restaurant or a club on a weekend, and you may only spend 15 to 20 minutes of that time actually talking to the person who's been eyeing you across the room. So the chances of that person having enough interaction with you for you to even draw an opinion over anything other than how you find them physically, to even gather your number, to call themselves pursuing you in between all of this shit you got to do in your life, you don't barely know these motherfuckers. People have in their mind made up, do you want to fuck this person or not? That's the only reason why you're giving them a chance to see if they good enough person to go ahead and give them the ass or not. But
That's
you have your mind made up.
Is that what you think it happened between me and you?
Why are you talking about me and you?
Because
We're talking in general.
I don't know.
We didn't meet under normal context. So that's neither here nor there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this ain't about me and you right now. So
I see that smirk on your face, and
we going back to Patrice because you finna do something.
We all speak from our experience, and in our experience, you have to be able to say that if it's true that women are not as black and white, women are more complicated. Like you said, women can treat you a certain way that might seem flirtatious, but she's treating other women the same way. She's not even thinking about you in that way. It's incumbent for men to understand women and the mating rituals. If you don't know the mating ritual, if you don't understand the mating call, if you don't understand what a woman looks like when she likes you versus when she's interested in you, then in reality, whose fault is that? That women are supposed to understand. What I'm saying is, if a man has to just say, do you want to fuck? Do you want to fuck? Do you want to fuck? So he can understand who likes him, it's because he has a lack of attention in certain areas that he's supposed to, generally speaking, just in interacting with people in general. Because I know you're not going to just simply act like it's kind of archaic to just act like the only way you can know if a chick like you is if you just bluntly ask her, does she want to not even have sex with you? Fuck you. Like,
come on, yo. He's being extreme for the sake of talking.
You know that's not extreme.
That is extreme. Whether it's a joke or reality, it's extreme. It's extreme. That word choice is extreme. That's not subjective.
Have you ever said that?
Listen, I said that, but it is extreme. It was extreme when I said it. I knew it was extreme when I said it.
So men say it.
Huh?
So men say it. Yeah.
I didn't say men don't say it. I said that's extreme. People shoot people in the face for giving them a bad look, but that is extreme. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It's just extreme.
Yeah, men
that's not the norm.
Men do
so what I'm saying, very simply, is that women in American society do not have the responsibility of the cold approach, aka pursuing a man. So a man is expected, it's a very one-sided thing. Women are to receive the approach, men are to pursue. And society is trying to control how men pursue.
Mm-hmm.
What they call harassment now was called persistence back then. There's a lot of people married to that harasser with 3-4 kids and a whole family happy. So at the end of the day, you know, there's a line, you know, there's a line, and I think everybody has a drawn in different places, and I think you should respect where people draw their line, but you don't have to hate on the approach as long as it is done with some decorum. Now, asking her to she want to fuck, I think that's a little extreme, and if you get an extreme reaction, you should be okay with that. Because if I get smacked or drink thrown in my face after I ask she want to fuck, hey, it's cool. But hey, it cost me a drink to save me a date in $80 and 4 hours of phone time.
But
you know what I'm saying? That's how
in that respect, you think you save money, but in reality, you just threw something more than money out the window with that. So it's like you could have.
It depends on what I'm looking for. Maybe all I want to do is fuck. Maybe I don't want no fucking relationship. And if that's what you're looking for, and you want you so uptight and you want respect, and you need 3 dates and 90 days before you put out the ass, then you ain't the right one. That's why I asked to save my time.
So why men don't say, do you want a relationship, or do you just want, they don't ask, do you want a relationship, or do you want this, so that they can know who wants a relationship? No, they're asking, do you want to fuck? Because that's what they're interested in. So it's like, again,
yeah, if I fuck and I catch feelings for you, then maybe I'll ask you if you want a relationship. But that's the fucking procession. Like, nigga, I could feel differently. You might be over his thoughts.
How many relationships, in your opinion, do men pursue when they only wanted to fuck the shorty?
It depends on how they feel after the fact. And I don't think women realize that if a man doesn't immediately want to get up and go do something else, if your presence isn't something that he's tolerating, but it's something that he enjoys, that is what causes the relationship. It's not the sex. It's how he feels after he gets what he wants. Does he want you to go away, or does he want you to stay? And that's caused by everything else you do, not how good you smell and look.
What's the percentage of men that will pursue a woman strictly for sex, and then after the sex is over, somehow they've caught feelings?
I can't take a poll. I can tell you what I've personally experienced and seen in my own personal life, but I can't get nobody does no poll on that shit. I would say in my experience, not my opinion, from the people and the men that I know, 50-50.
Oh, 50% of men catching feelings from a horse. All right.
Yeah, niggas, that's how niggas fall in love with the wrong bitch all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because just like a woman can get dickmatized, a nigga be pussy struck. You know what I'm saying? And she did some things sexually to him that maybe no one's ever done, or she's done it better than anyone's ever done. And now he find himself in a conundrum because he don't truly like her. He like how she look with him, how he feels when he with her, and how it makes him feel for other people to look at him. His social status went up because of how she look on his arm. They be attracted to that part more so than how that woman engages with them. So that's why they'll tolerate a woman talking to them rough and crazy and giving them hell and coming up to their job and showing their ass, because they like the other parts. So men make sacrifice same way women do. This is part 2 of our reaction to Patrice O'Neal, Elephant in the Room. This is Lola, and I'm Vic, and this is Vic and Lola, and I appreciate y'all rocking with us. We had a very good conversation. We're gonna pick it up from our love and hate for animals, okay? So we gonna catch y'all next time, yo. Appreciate y'all rocking with us, yo.
Good
Love
night.
you.
Good night.